2008, the Europeans landed on American soil with the Samuel Ryder Trophy, which they'd won 5 times in the last 6 meetings.
The European team, once again, is incredibly strong, and I really believe that we're probably going to be a slight underdog in these matches. Maybe because we're at home, it helps us a little bit, but it's going to be a really daunting task for us to do this. But we're going to try to get prepared and get ready and do all the things necessary to get it right.
The curtain rose on day 1 at Valhalla, and 40,000 fans found their voices as the matches got underway.
On the first tee, representing Europe, Patrick Harrington.
Harrington and his foursomes partner Robert Carlson made a positive start with a winning birdie. They were 3 up after 12, but Phil Mickelson and Anthony Kim clawed their way back to earn a half point for Team USA. Europe's Henrik Stenson and Paul Casey were 2 up after 2 in their second match, but Justin Leonard and captain's pick Hunter Mahan, with this beauty at the 14th, won the next 3 holes in a row and went on to win the match 3-2. Another rookie, Soren Hansen, was playing well, and he teamed up with Lee Westwood to earn a half point with JB Holmes and Boo Weekley. Europe's first full point came when Ian Poulter and Justin Rose combined to beat the rookie pairing of Steve Stricker and the 2003 Open champion Ben Curtis. But the Americans finished day 1 ahead, leading 5.5 points to 2.5. Nick Faldo's team required a fight back on day 2, and in their opening foursomes on Saturday, Poulter and Rose gave notice of their intent with a spectacular winning birdie at the first. They went on to beat Stuart Sink and Chad Campbell 4-3. Henrik Stenson and Oliver Wilson were 4 down after 6, but staged a remarkable recovery to beat Mickelson and Kim the 17th. Europe had the better of the morning foursomes, but in the afternoon 4-balls, America recovered their momentum. The alligator wrestling Boo Weekley partnered native Kentuckian J.B. Holmes to a 4-ball victory over Westwood and Hansen, and the crowds loved it. We'd seen little of the passion of Sergio Garcia until he and Paul Casey fought back in a titanic battle against Curtis and Stricker. At the last, Stricker made birdie and Casey had this for a precious half point. The end of a remarkable match in which every hole on the back 9 had been halved. Graham McDowell was a revelation for Europe. Combining with Poulter, they were 1 up with 2 to play against Jim Furyk and Kenny Perry. At the 17th, Poulter's birdie looked good enough for victory. Furyk had other ideas. The match went to the last. This time, Poulter was determined to get the job done. An inspiration for Europe, but heading into Sunday's singles, the Americans led 9-7.
Match number 1 between the European team represented by Sergio Garcia against the United States of America team represented by Anthony Kim.
Kim, the youngest player on either side, was inspired in his singles match and comfortably beat an out-of-sorts Sergio Garcia 5-4 to extend USA's lead to 10-7. Europe needed to retaliate and did so. Robert Carlson beat Justin Leonard, and Justin Rose overcame world number 2 Phil Mickelson 3-2. It was looking like Paul Casey's high-quality tussle with Hunter Mahan might prove pivotal. Some putt by Mahan, but he found water at the 18th, and Casey scrambled a half. The Americans were closing on victory, and there was simply no stopping Boo Weekley, who stormed to the turn in 29 en route to overwhelming Oliver Wilson 4-2. Europe couldn't afford to relinquish any more ground, but after a massive drive on the 17th, J.B. Holmes almost put success over Soren Hansen under lock and key with this approach. 1 down, Hansen required something miraculous to take the match down the 18th. So close, but Holmes was now only 3 feet away from transporting America to within touching distance. Paul Azinger was on the threshold of masterminding USA's first triumph since 1999. Faldo's 12 were down to their last throw of the dice. This birdie putt from Miguel Angel Jimenez. As it slipped by, so the Ryder Cup passed into American hands as Jim Furyk won 2 and 1. .14.5 points, the magic number, had been achieved by Azinger's men. Europe's grip on the cup had been loosened. Faldo's captaincy ending in defeat. The corks that had been stuck in the American champagne bottles for almost a decade were unleashed as Azinger's 12 upset the odds to reclaim the Ryder Cup.